web end-to-end testing. That is the Cypress. What Cypress is and why Cypress become one of the best choice for web end-to-end testing. Let me take a look about this framework. So for this presentation, I have 5 parts. The first one, I'm going to talk about one framework that every IQA thinks about first. When we implement automation testing for web application, that is Selenium. And the second one is the definition of Cypress. And the next one is I'm gonna find the answer for the question, why is Cypress? And definitely we have a small demonstration using Cypress. And the last one is a Q&A session. So before we dive into Cypress, let's take a look about Selenium. So why is Selenium WebDriver? I think every IQA thinks about Selenium first because Resilient is the king of web automation testing, right? So here is some outstanding feature of Selenium. The first one that Selenium is an open source and free, and you don't need to pay anything, right? And the second one, because Selenium used for a long time, so we have a huge community support. Most of the problem has been solved, and you can easily to search in the internet, right? The next one, Selenium support many languages. You can write your test script by you're familiar with, like Java, C#, Python, and so on. The next one, Selenium support multiple browsers. Most of common browser like Chrome, Firefox, IE, and Safari, macOS, right? And Selenium also work really well on Windows as well as Linux. So Selenium also has a lot of limitations. So there is some limitation of Selenium. The first one is seem slow. I mean, when compared to Cypress. That's because the architecture of both. So I will talk more detail in the next slide. The second one is that you have to install a lot of things like Selenium and Tendency, Red source, separate, and it's difficult for beginner. And also you have to download the suitable driver, like Chrome driver for Chrome browser, Gecko for Firefox, and Safari for Safari browser. And when the browser update to new version, you also need to download it again. But for now, we have a dependency that support manage the browser. It is a WebDriver manager, and when I see on our project, it is applied. So the next one, Selenium. You have to with Selenium, you have to fully understand implicit weight also thread slave, right? And it's a flaky test. I mean, it's the test script unstable, right? one test script can work normally on one device, but in another it does not working. So Cypress seem to solve all of the problems that I mentioned before. So what is Cypress? The first one, Cypress is the next generation test tool before the modern web. Some for now, some website like use Angular or React. So Cypress built to test the whole website. But Cypress also work really well with all kind of website. And Cypress does not use Selenium. It built on Node.js, so you can use JavaScript as a scripting language. And like Selenium, it's premium and open source tool. Before Cypress, you have to choose the framework like QNet, TNZ, and Mocha, and choose the assistant library and a lot of things. But for now, with Cypress, you just install just only Cypress, and it include all of things. Like you have JavaScript and Mocha to write the script, and jQuery selector to determine the DOM element, and try async to verify your test script. In terms of Cypress components, Cypress has two products: the Cypress Test Runner and Cypress Dashboard Service. Cypress Test Runner is an open source, and Cypress Dashboard is a paid service. So with the Cypress Test Runner, you can it's all of and all that you need to write the test script. If you want to get more information about Cypress Dashboard, you can visit this link. And here is some packet for Cypress Dashboard. From Tuesday to now, Cypress increased really fast, and for now it's about more than 1 million downloads per week. So it might be its future about end-to-end testing, right? So why Cypress become one of best choice for end-to-end testing? So we let's take a look about Cypress features. The first one is the time travel. Cypress has the command log that takes the snapshot as that run, and you can easily to hover over a command. In that, you could see what actually happened in each step. The real-time reload. When you update your test script, Cypress automatically it again, so you don't need to manually run. The next one is the automatic waiting. With Cypress, you don't need to care about implicit wait, right? And automatic waiting is applied for command and assertion also. The next one is the screenshot and video capture. Cypress has the two mode, UI and headless mode. When you run it on headless mode, it automatically trigger video capture, and you can watch it again after finish your test runner. The network and traffic control. Cypress can handle the network and traffic control. You can modify the request and response, and no need to install any kind of external library. So Cypress used for end-to-end testing, unit testing, and integration testing. So it used for QA, also for developer. So first time in terms of browser support, first time Cypress just support the Chrome browser, but for now it's support a lot of browser like Electron and Edge, Brave, and Firefox. But it does not support Safari for now. Except Electron, all kind of browser, other browser, you have to install on your laptop or PC before you run your test script. So why Cypress more faster than Selenium? Let me take a look about the architecture of both. So here is the Selenium WebDriver architecture. So Selenium operate by running outside the browser. So there is some components of Selenium, the language ID, and I use wide protocol and this browser driver, and here is a real browser. So one action write by Java or C# is when you run your test script, and the language binding will convert your command to JSON and send to driver in here, and driver will communicate with the browser, with a corresponding browser, and respond the result to the script. But Cypress operate by running inside the browser. So here Cypress include two iframe, the test runner and the app. Behind Cypress is the Node.js project, and Cypress has a proxy. When you start Cypress, it will trigger the proxy on, and browser work through the proxy. Any request will go through proxy and go to the web, and back to proxy and back to application. And Cypress also work with OS to do some action like capture the screen and capture the video through the WebSocket. And that is the architecture of Cypress. And for now, there is some companies are already testing with Cypress. As you can see, Adobe and Shopify, right? So next step, I will show you the demo test case by using Cypress. The first step, this is a very basically test case. It's just some step like visit the link and verify the title and input the username, input password, and then click on login button. And then after that, you verify that navigate to profile page. So let me open the demo test case. First thing, here is some command to install Cypress. You just init npm and npm init and then install Cypress. Yes, I already installed Cypress and open it in here. So to open Cypress UI mode, you type npm Cypress open and wait some second. And here is a precondition. Is the test suite precondition. Navigate to demo QA login, right? And verify part, input the username, password, and click login. And something like a core API and verify the status code. So here is a Cypress runner. You can choose the browser in here. After that, you just click on the test script, and Cypress will run. The left side is the Cypress runner, and the right side is the application. First visit. The login link. Take the screenshot. And here is the test script to verify the responsive testing. You can change the side post in here. Right, this test case done. And you can, in here, you can easily what actually in each step. Like when we type thomas.demo to username. You can before and after, right? You also can assert the uh, response code 200 and assert the part include profile. So Cypress also, if you want to run the Cypress in the headless mode, and it is Cypress, and it will run all of that script on iteration. And if you not determine the browser, it will run the Electron by default. The test the test running in headless mode. You can specify the script you want to run and the browser. Yeah, the after run finished, you can watch the video capture in here. Sorry. Video capture. Yeah. Cypress automatically record the video when test running. All right. If you want to work with the export and report, you can see something the document here. All right. I think that's all for my presentation. Anyone have a question?
There's a question in the chat. If you can check the chat panel.
Sorry.
There's a question in the chat, in the Zoom chat.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, for now, Cypress that does not support for mobile. Yes, Cypress support parallel, but I think in it's just support for Cypress double service. Actually, I never ever do that.
Hi, Thomas. Ashish here. Uh, the other thing I wanted to check, does Cypress support like a cross-browser sort of a parallel execution? Because last time when I explored Cypress, there was a limitation that you can't do parallel with the cross-browser. So, I mean, has it improved? Do we have a support for cross-browser testing?
Actually, for now, Cypress does not support for parallel.
Okay. Oh, it's still
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
What I remember that when I read in the document, it's support for parallel. When you run it by Cypress dashboard service.
Okay. Okay. So that's
But
the
yeah,
paid service, right?
yeah.
All right.
Just one more question about single page application testing. So as I described in my question about waiter, for example, Selenium has no good mechanism to catch some kind of elements which load by time, which appear by time, and some timeouts or intervals should be set. So what interface, what feature provides Cypress to deal with such components? Because single page application doesn't have a moment when page is loaded. And for example, another page is opened and there is no event that page was loaded.
Yeah. By default, Cypress has like explicit wait in Selenium, and it's set up about 4 seconds for each step.
I see,
It provides the waiting, like the explicit wait in Selenium. But I don't know about the I don't know about the waiting of a Cypress. Just know that support about 4 seconds in explicit wait.
Right. Any more questions, guys?
Actually, I have not much experience with Cypress. So yeah, thank you for correct my answer.
So just curious. So right now in Settle, so we're not using Cypress, right? So we're using Selenium for all the automation testing.
Yes, we use Selenium.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Any questions so far?
Right. Yeah. Seems like no more questions. Yeah. I guess if there's no more question, then yeah, I think we can finish here. Thanks a lot, Thomas, for the sharing on Cypress. I guess that will give some new insight on some other tools that are available for automated
Yeah.
testing. Yep. Yeah, thanks a lot everyone for joining the brown bag session. Think see you guys next week, hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye guys.
Thank you. Bye.